Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is investigating a fatal crash that happened in Carmel last night.
At around 9 p.m., sheriff's deputies and investigators responded to Route 69 in the 800 block area where the crash took place. They say a sedan was traveling southeast at a high rate of speed. The driver of the sedan lost control, crossing the center line before leaving the roadway and striking several trees. They say the male driver and male occupant were both deceased when they arrived on scene. No names are being released until proper notifications can be made. The Sheriff's Office reconstruction, forensic mapping, deputies and detectives continue to investigate the crash.
Well, police arrested a man in connection with a burglary at Martin's in Calais. According to State Police spokesperson Shannon Moss, troopers responded to an alarm at Martin's on Main Street in Calais around midnight on Monday. Moss says troopers arrived at Martin's to find the front windows of the store had been smashed with a rock. Troopers located a man walking away from the scene on North Street in Calais. He identified himself as 44-year-old David Dean of Baileyville. Martin's supplied a photo of the suspect from their store video, which matched Dean's description down to his clothing and facial characteristics. Dean was arrested and transported to the Washington County Jail. He is charged with burglary, aggravated criminal mischief, aggravated criminal trespass, and theft by unauthorized taking or transfer.
The Somerset County Grand Jury has indicted a Bowdoin man charged with hitting a couple on a motorcycle and leaving the scene of the crash. Police say back in May, 62-year-old Edward McGuire was driving on the Boardman Road in Madison and failed to stop at a stop sign. His vehicle hit a motorcycle driven by 67-year-old Daniel Kinney of Cornville. Both Kinney and his wife, who was a passenger on the motorcycle, were taken to a Bangor hospital with severe injuries. A witness followed McGuire to the Tupperwares Road in Madison and notified police. McGuire was indicted on numerous charges, including aggravated assault, leaving the scene of an accident, criminal OUI, and driving to endanger. The grand jury also indicted 28-year-old Taylor Pelletier of Fairfield. He was arrested in August of last year after he allegedly fled from a domestic assault on a four-wheeler. Pelletier was indicted on 9 counts, including kidnapping with a dangerous weapon, aggravated assault on a child less than 6 years old, and domestic violence criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon.
The Skowhegan Regional Chamber of Commerce is speaking out, reaffirming its commitment to supporting the community after the chamber's former director was charged criminally. 36-year-old Jason Gain resigned as the Skowhegan Chamber director back in January. Gain is accused of stealing thousands of dollars in funds from the Skowhegan Regional Chamber, as well as the hospice volunteers of Somerset County. He was indicted by the Somerset County Grand Jury and has been charged with 4 counts of theft by unauthorized taking, 2 counts of forgery, and theft by deception. In a statement, the vice chair of the Skowhegan Chamber, Derek Rossignol, said in part, quote, "We are now focusing on the future. We have a special group of board members that care about the community. We are in a stronger position now than ever now to provide services, advocacy, mentorship, marketing, and support to our trusted members," end quote.
Maine's highest court is breathing new life into a $1 billion transmission line project aimed at serving as a conduit for Canadian hydropower. The Supreme Judicial Court ruled today that a statewide vote rebuking the project was unconstitutional, sending it back to a lower court for further proceedings. The court has not yet ruled in a separate case that focuses on a lease for a 1-mile portion of the proposed power line that crosses state-owned property. Central Maine Power's parent company and Hydro-Quebec teamed up on the project that would supply up to 1,200 megawatts of Canadian hydropower. The Natural Resources Council of Maine argues the corridor doesn't benefit Mainers as the power will be sent to Massachusetts for consumers there.
Well, the Hermon Fire Department is asking for the public's help after American flags and service flags were burned in the driveway of the Hermon Meadow apartment complex. In a Facebook post on Monday, the fire department said additional vandalism was done to a resident's home in the nearby area. A neighbor who preferred to not be shown described what she saw.
The first thought in my head was he texted me, he's like, "Hey, just when you leave for work, be careful. There's a burnt flag at the end of the driveway." And then he texted, he's like, it's one of the thin blue line flags that the town of Hermon put up. Who would go and do that?
The department asked that anyone with information on the incident call the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office at 207-947-4585.
The Bangor Rotary Club hosted its final speaker for the gubernatorial and congressional candidate speaker series on Tuesday. Bruce Poliquin spoke to club members about how he feels the state of Maine is in trouble. Poliquin says state funds have been spent wastefully, and he also added, or he said that has added to rises in inflation. The former state treasurer and congressman says he would like to use his economic and business backgrounds to help older people retire.
I've come out of semi-retirement again to do this because our state and our country's in trouble. The way I approach all these issues is, okay, how do we fix the problem? But before we can figure out how to fix it, we got to figure out or observe how in the heck we got there.
People can learn more about upcoming events for Bangor Rotary by logging on to bangorrotary.org.
Well, several agencies assisted with the rescue of an injured hiker on the Brook Trail at Tumbledown Mountain on Monday. According to a Facebook post by Franklin Search and Rescue, a team hiked in and found the woman with a badly broken leg roughly a quarter mile from the summit of Brook Trail. As daylight was rapidly coming to an end, the Warden Service called for helicopter support from the Maine Forest Service rather than risk the dangerous carry down the rocky trail in the dark. A trail maintenance crew working the area helped authorities carry the hiker to the summit. And thanks to solid teamwork from all involved, the hiker was safely loaded onto the Forest Service's helicopter and transported to a local hospital for treatment of her non-life-threatening injuries. All told, the rescue team hiked roughly 7 miles with numerous scouting trips and ascended approximately 1,200 vertical feet performing the rescue. Franklin Search and Rescue posted a message from the injured hiker who thanked all those who assisted in the rescue. She said in part, quote, "I am a huge ball of emotions today as I try to process what all these amazing people did for me yesterday. I don't think that I could ever thank them enough, but I will spend unlimited energy trying," end quote. Great to see a happy ending there, and that none of the people assisting were injured in the process either.
Absolutely.
So all of that's the best possible outcome, other than not getting hurt in the first place.
Right. Especially as, light was waning and was seriously a factor. Such great teamwork from all parties there. All the different agencies working together, but also just people who happened to be in the area who jumped in to help out when they knew they really needed to. So, yeah, just serious kudos to everyone who helped.
It just goes to show that you never know what can happen when you go out to enjoy nature, and we're just very, very fortunate to have all of these rescue professionals on hand to help us out when things get rough.
Well, we really are, and hopefully the weather will stay nice for people to continue getting out and about.
Continue getting out and about. And with a little more on that, let's take a first look at our forecast.
Hey Beth, thank you. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather is brought to you by GRF Real Estate Company. And yes, a warm day for us today. 87 Millinocket, 84 here in Bangor. A bit cooler right along the coast. Sea breeze in there at 76 in Bar Harbor today. Okay, so now the things are beginning to change with a front approaching the area, and we are about to get wet as scattered showers and a couple of storms are arriving tonight, but more so throughout the day tomorrow as all of this is moving in this way. So again, the severe weather threat is incredibly low with this tonight. However, there could be a couple pockets of heavy rainfall throughout the day tomorrow as well. Our forecast then tonight, though, is increasing clouds, a couple of showers and storms out there likely before daybreak with not so low temperatures down near 70. Your full forecast coming up. Beth?
Yeah, Jeff has that right, a not so low overnight low.
Yeah, it's not often you see a low temperature in the 70s overnight.
Definitely not.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All righty.
Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10. A new grant program launches for small municipalities to make energy upgrades to town buildings.
And 2 Molunkus Township residents are working to bring a historic trail into the spotlight. We'll have those stories and more local news when we come back.
Timberland Herbal Connections, your locally owned dispensary. Timberland Herbal Connections is located across the street from the Waterfront Pavilion right off Main Street. Don't want to leave home? Timberland Herbal Connections is now offering delivery in the greater Bangor area.
Last year, I cracked Biden's aggressive spending agenda. Now, I'm delivering on common sense reforms that are good for America, like lowering prescription drug prices for thousands of Maine seniors, preventing healthcare costs from spiking on working families, and opening up oil and gas production to lower fuel costs, while reducing the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine common sense is back on the table in Washington.
You dream big. You think big. You rise up to tackle big challenges. At Camden National Bank, we're rolling up our sleeves alongside you, keeping pace to help you make things happen. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing small about your business.
Sting in concert, September 11th, Maine Settings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Sting, My Songs. Performing songs written throughout his prolific career. With special guest Joe Sumner. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Sting in one unforgettable night, part of the Varney Insurance Concert Series. The most talented home cooks return.
There's someone from every season.
This is MasterChef Back to Win.
Don't miss all new episodes Wednesday, only on Fox.
Timberland Herbal Connections, your locally owned dispensary. Timberland Herbal Connections is located across the street from the Waterfront Pavilion right off Main Street. Don't want to leave home? Timberland Herbal Connections is now offering delivery in the greater Bangor area.
Half-off deals. Save money at foxbangor.com right now. Get the best deals from restaurants, family fun activities, events, and your favorite stores all in one place. Go to foxbangor.com and click on half-off deals and see all the money you could be saving. Half-off deals at foxbangor.com.
Welcome back. Amid a large increase in overdose deaths, advisors across the state of Maine came together to discuss the ongoing problem. Matthew Dronsick has more.
With Wednesday being International Overdose Awareness Day and the month of September being National Recovery Month, Penobscot County Cares held a call to action forum over Zoom where members had the chance to speak about the work that needs to be done to address the overdose crisis. Together Places peer-run recovery center executive director Sean Faircloth says that the state needs to do a better job fixing the problem at hand.
I would suggest that a next big challenge for the entire region is this area, which is these lower numbered streets in Bangor.
Panels for the forum included top representatives from Penobscot Community Healthcare, Wellspring, Peer-to-Peer, and others. Those who spoke were asked about the services they provide and what they believe is working in the area, the challenges presented by the current crisis, and that the city needs to do a better job supplying these organizations.
We need more treatment beds. We need more mental health services. We need more affordable housing first options, and low barrier services.
Faircloth highlights that Penobscot, Washington, and Piscataquis counties have the 3 highest overdose rates in Maine. According to Wellspring Executive Director Suzanne Farley, many of these agencies are managing on what they are funded, making it harder to offer these necessary resources.
Housing. I will stand on that platform for a lot longer time. I think it's a huge issue for me. I believe that we really do need a larger stock of affordable housing.
Reporting from Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Efficiency Maine is launching a new grant program for small municipalities with fewer than 5,000 residents to make energy upgrades to town buildings. It will be paid for with money from the Maine Jobs and Recovery Plan. The funds will be used primarily for initiatives that will reduce the consumption of heating oil and propane. It will also provide money for lighting systems and ventilation. The town of Norwich Walk has already taken advantage of the program for 9 projects in their public buildings.
This partnership here is a great opportunity for municipalities to do what's right environmentally from the consumption perspective, but it's also saving the taxpayers and allowing their basic municipal services to thrive.
LaBelle says his town has already seen a savings of between 20 and 25%. You can get more information about the program at efficiencymaine.gov.
A long-forgotten trail will soon be added to Maine's list of tourist attractions. Our A.J. Douglas spoke to the 2 Molunkus Township residents who not only discovered the hidden trail, but fought to share what they call history wrapped in hope.
Robbie McKay and Nathan Nipula have worked since 2019 to revitalize the Pine Tree Trail. Nipula says he came across a sign while searching for scrap metal and later realized it was connected to a historic trail, which runs from Portland to Fort Kent. Since then, both residents have spoken to community members and advocated to legislators to reestablish the trail.
It's quite overwhelming, but exciting. The potential for communities to thrive and grow and people just have fun traveling it again.
There were several barriers which prolonged the process to reaffirm the long-hidden trail.
At first, it took a little bit for people to see the vision from just two normal individuals with no association.
COVID was a big one. Really, that put us back about 2 years.
Advertising manager for the Maine Tourism Association, Michelle Shores, says the revival of Pine Tree Trail will give people yet another reason to travel to rural Maine.
To have the Pine Tree Trail as an option to be able to send visitors to get them away from the more crowded areas of the state and off the beaten path and to find the more beautiful parts of our state.
The Maine Office of Tourism will also assist by showcasing neighboring businesses along the trail.
Really highlight and do a little bit of destination development work perhaps in the communities that want it, to really highlight all the opportunities and the historical assets, the restaurants, lodging, everything along the route that we can highlight and we can help promote it.
The Department of Transportation plans to install 131 signs to better identify the trail by this winter. Communities are asked to visit pinetreetrail.com to learn more. In Enfield, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
And coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the Justice Department is set to submit an argument for why former President Trump does not need an outside arbiter to review everything the FBI seized in its raid of Mar-a-Lago.
And Wednesday marks 25 years since the death of Princess Diana, a young mother at the time, and how her sons are carrying her legacy forward. Those stories and more as 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
I earned my retirement. I worked over 40 years for it. But Bruce Poliquin doesn't get it. He's a Wall Street banker and congressman who took all that money from the drug and insurance industries, then voted for devastating cuts to Medicare and risking Social Security. Poliquin even supported raising the retirement age. Bruce Poliquin is all about corporations and multimillionaires like himself, not us. House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Breakdowns, collisions, things happen on the road unexpectedly. But here at Phil's Towing, we understand. With years of experience, our friendly professionals are here for you when you need them the most, no matter how big the task or vehicle is. At Phil's Towing, with our heavy-duty trucks, we guarantee an arrival time of 30 minutes or less and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Give us a call at Phil's Towing. Anytime, anywhere, anything.
Who can you call when you need immediate help, any time of day or night? Always giving you and your family peace of mind.
AAA's legendary roadside assistance is a network with over 50,000 vehicles that respond to more than 32 million assistance calls every year.
If something happens and we're broken down, my family's not going to be stranded.
There are so many benefits to membership, and AAA is there if you're locked out of your car, need a tow, run out of gas, have a flat tire, or a dead battery.
You know, if you have one flat tire or one battery service, that membership fee pays for itself.
Wherever you go, wherever you are, you can trust AAA to be there when you need them.
Join AAA today for $26.50 when you enroll in AutoPay. That's a 50% savings. With this special offer, there is no admission fee. And as a special bonus, you'll receive a free 1-year membership for 3 additional eligible family members. Don't wait another second. Call to join AAA right now.
You don't just go to work. You do the work. And it shows. You're committed to training and inspiring others. And you play as hard as you work. For that, you need a vehicle as strong as you are to get you where you want to go. Dedication. That's a Varney value, and one you'll find at Varney Buick GMC, Hogan Road, Bangor.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
While Donald Trump is beefing up his legal team, the Justice Department is set to submit a lengthy argument outlining why the former president doesn't need an outside arbiter to review everything the FBI seized in its raid of Mar-a-Lago. Now it's up to a judge. Fox's Caroline Shively has details from Washington.
President Trump has a new lawyer. Former Florida Solicitor General Chris Kise joins the Trump team 3 weeks after the government's seizure of classified material at Mar-a-Lago. Mr. Trump says he's done nothing wrong, and now his attorneys want a judge to appoint a special master to review the seized documents to see if they're protected by legal privilege.
They've had eyes on these documents that should have been protected with attorney-client privilege.
A hearing on the matter is set for Thursday, an important legal step. The Democrats say the focus should remain on Trump's actions.
It doesn't take away from the underlying questions that we have about why all these classified documents were carted away, hundreds, including ones related to clandestine sources, and why Donald Trump didn't just return them when he was asked repeatedly.
The FBI recovered 11 sets of classified records earlier this month at Mar-a-Lago and 184 documents with classified markings in a January search.
What they did here may have been legal, but it was unprecedented, and I think they owe the country an explanation of why it was an appropriate thing to do.
It's unclear if President Trump will ever be charged, but the DOJ is investigating potential violations of the Espionage Act. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Meanwhile, President Biden is heading to the swing state of Pennsylvania, hoping to give Democrats a boost on an issue that's been deemed a political vulnerability for them: crime. Polls show voters favoring Republican candidates on the issue. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
As summer winds down, the campaign trail is heating up. With just 10 weeks to go before Election Day, President Biden is focusing on the alarming spike in crime.
When it comes to public safety in this nation, the answer is not defund the police, it's fund the police.
The president laid out his Safer America plan, a $37 billion proposal aimed at boosting law enforcement and reducing crime, which includes hiring and training 100,000 police officers over 5 years. And he sharpened his attacks on Republicans, criticizing them for some of their rhetoric against the FBI, following the search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home.
It's sickening to see the new attacks on the FBI, threatening the life of law enforcement agents and their families for simply carrying out the law and doing their job.
A Fox News poll shows 54% of voters see Republicans doing a better job on crime than Democrats.
The American people know that the Democrat Party is the party of defund the police.
Tuesday's speech is just one of 3 stops that the president is expected to make in Pennsylvania over the next week. The battleground state is holding competitive gubernatorial and Senate races, the latter crucial in deciding control of Congress in November.
He needs Trump. He needs Trump to be the villain in his play.
President Biden is set to return to Pennsylvania Thursday to deliver a primetime speech invoking his 2020 campaign theme about the battle for the soul of the nation. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Meanwhile, home purchases by investors climbed to record levels during the pandemic. As investors are buying more and more houses, a large number are doing it without even visiting the properties. Fox's Jerry Willis has more.
Call it the revenge of frustrated big city wannabe home buyers. More and more of them buying real estate in small markets with more affordable prices and then renting them out as investment properties. And they have a name: laptop landlords. Far different from the last housing boom's flippers, these buyers are holding on to the property and raking in monthly rents all online. None of this would be possible without online marketplaces like Roofstock and Appreciate. These marketplaces serve up detailed reports on critical data like sales, crime rates, and local schools, and then connect buyers with financing or local managers who take care of the really tricky stuff like maintenance and leasing.
People who might have been perhaps struggling to buy a home where they live, thinking, you know what, I've got enough money to buy a home in an Alabama or a Georgia or a Tennessee. I'm going to buy a home there, start building equity in an investment property, continue to rent where they're living with the idea of building equity and getting on this sort of home ownership bandwagon.
We heard about the Wall Street pros who made a massive investment in residential real estate during the pandemic. This is the mom and pop equivalent, and they are flocking to the market. Investor purchases have now reached an all-time high of 28% of all single-family home sales in 2022, nearly a third. That's up 17% in 2019, according to data from CoreLogic. The big question, what happens to laptop landlords if residential real estate goes into a recession? Already, 21% of home sellers dropped their asking price in July, the highest share since 2012. And mortgage rates are surging above 5%, nearly twice as high as their levels in January. So there could be some rough waters ahead for folks who just got into the real estate market. In New York, Jerry Willis, Fox Business.
Millions around the world are expected to remember the life of Princess Diana on Wednesday, 25 years after she was killed in a car accident. Fox's Alexis McAdams has details on her legacy and how her life of service is still being honored.
An off-duty doctor who responded to the crash that claimed the life of Princess Diana, remembering that tragic night 25 years later.
I didn't realize that the young lady was the Princess Diana, and I didn't expect that she died so quickly.
Diana and her companion Dodi Fayed left their Paris hotel on August 31st of 1997, pursued at high speed by the paparazzi. It would be their final ride. The car's driver lost control and crashed inside of a tunnel not far from the Eiffel Tower. The news of her passing stunned the world.
For her to die in such tragic circumstances at such a young age, I think really came as a massive shock.
Marrying into the British royal family in 1981 when she was 20, she was instantly thrust into the global spotlight. Diana built a legacy, changing the way people viewed the monarchy and working with more than 100 charities, including HIV/AIDS patients at a time when many wouldn't, and focusing on landmine removal.
Because she transformed the institution during her lifetime, but in terms of her legacy, she's continued to transform the institution through the figures of her two sons.
At the time of her death, the 36-year-old mom left behind Prince William and Prince Harry, who are carrying on the legacy that earned her the title of the People's Princess.
I hope we can remember my mother's legacy by recommitting to those that we serve.
The brothers who had a falling out will both continue honoring their mom's work, but will separately grieve after 25 years without her. In New York, I'm Alexis McAdams, Fox News.
Well, former Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev has died at the age of 91. Fox's Brett Baer has a look back on his life.
Mikhail Gorbachev was born on March 2, 1931, in a southern Russian village. By age 21, he was a full member of the Communist Party, and in June 1955, he graduated from law school at Moscow State University. While there, he met a philosophy student, Raisa Titarenko. The two married a year after Mikhail graduated. Preparing for a life in the party, Gorbachev worked his way up the ladder, serving a number of posts, including positions in propaganda and agriculture. He served as Konstantin Chernenko's second-in-command for a year. When Chernenko died on March 10, 1985, Gorbachev was elected General Secretary of the Soviet Union the following day. He was perhaps one of the most influential reformers in his time. His policies of perestroika, or economic and political restructuring, and glasnost, or openness, served as a hinge on the door for major changes in the former Soviet Union. "We need a revolution of the mind," he said, as he opened the floodgates to staggering social and economic reforms, which ranged from anti-alcohol laws to higher salaries for engineers and research scientists. In the spirit of glasnost, the famous dissident Andrei Sakharov was freed from exile during Gorbachev's first year in power. Also, critiques of Gorbachev's policies were published in the media, a drastic departure from the past. By 1988, Gorbachev had restructured the government. He shifted power from the central government and the Communist Party to the local level. In the spring of 1989, a new parliament was formed, called the People's Deputies. Gorbachev was elected president in October. The new roadmap Gorbachev drew up extended into international politics. In 1987, during a trip to Washington, D.C., he signed the historic treaty limiting intermediate-range nuclear forces. In 1990, Gorbachev received the Nobel Peace Prize. Margaret Thatcher was one of the first internationally who backed the Soviet leader, saying she could do business with him. But with Gorbachev's reforms came more changes in the Soviet Union. In August 1991, there was an attempted coup, and the Gorbachevs were under house arrest for 3 days. He denounced the coup as illegal, but soon realized the former Soviet Union was falling apart. Gorbachev resigned as president on Christmas Day, 1991. Gorbachev's wife of 43 years, Raisa, died of leukemia in September 1999. Gorbachev spent his later years in the lecture circuit and as a strong supporter of protecting the environment. And though retired from politics, Gorbachev remained vocal, occasionally criticizing Russian President Vladimir Putin. Mikhail Gorbachev, former president of the Soviet Union. Brett Baer, Fox News.
In a primetime showdown, Penn State faces Purdue.
Are you kidding me?
Coverage begins Thursday night at 7 Eastern on Fox.
You know what's really interesting? Our customers are just so surprised Bridget didn't recommend just the most expensive mattress. That's because she recommends a series of mattresses that'll fit you at different prices. Come in and meet Bridget.
Prices are up. The economy is weak. Maine families are drowning. But instead of helping, Jared Golden cast one of the deciding votes for Biden's new massive spending bill that will make inflation even worse. Tax hikes for nearly everyone, and up to 87,000 new IRS agents who could harass the middle class. Times are tough. When Maine families needed a lifeline, Jared Golden threw us an anchor. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for content of this advertising.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
I grew up in Eastport. My dad actually worked for Bangor Hydro, so that was always my goal. I've been here for 36 years. We're all that same company, from Washington County to Bangor, Lincoln, Prescott. We're all the same people. We're all from here. This area is like one big community. When we help people, that's our biggest reward, getting the power back on. We've done that for years, and we'll continue to do that.
Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover-Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance. Browse our inventory online or in person. Whether it's a car, truck, or SUV, we can put you in the vehicle that is right for you. Sales, service, and parts. Rowell's Garage. Doing business the right way every day.
You know, at Jordan's, we have over 90 different mattresses you can try. That's where Bridget and our sleep techs come in. With a short analysis of you, your sleeping habits, all you have to do is choose the one that's right for you and your budget. Come into Jordan's and meet Bridget.
Welcome back. A lot has changed over the past 91 years in the town of Palmyra, and no one knows that better than Natalie Rhines. She's the town's oldest resident who was recently honored with the Boston Post cane. Our Jody Hersey has more.
We moved over here when I was 3.
Natalie Rhines has lived in the small town of Palmyra for 89 years. Now, at 91 years old, she is the town's oldest resident and newest recipient of the Boston Post cane.
We try to keep it a secret if we can. Sometimes it's hard to get people here without really having to tell them.
It came as a complete surprise to Mrs. Rhines, who had an appointment at the Palmyra Community Center earlier this month.
I had to see the AARP man, and he was 2 doors up.
Once her AARP paperwork was completed, members of the Palmyra Select Board were waiting in a nearby room to present Rhines with the Boston Post cane while her family looked on. The Boston Post cane tradition began back in 1909 by the publisher of the Boston Post newspaper as a way to honor a town's oldest male resident, with the understanding that the cane belongs to the town and not the man who received it. It wasn't until 1930 when women became eligible for the award. The last 4 recipients of Palmyra's Boston Post cane have all been women, including Rhines.
The Boston cane is just honoring the history of people from Palmyra and having respect for families that stay in the area and love the town, and I believe Natalie did.
And she still does all these years later. In Palmyra, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Today, the Brewer Garden and Bird Club rededicated a newly refurbished Blue Star Memorial Highway marker. The markers can be found all over the state, and they honor all veterans. The Brewer Garden and Bird Club says for them, they are a matter of pride. The club purchased the marker at the corner of Wilson Street and Mullen Way in 1952, but time and the weather had taken their toll.
It was 70 years old, and you could no longer read it. We wanted to have it refurbished, but the company that does this for National Garden Clubs didn't think it would hold up. It was so old and it had broken at one point.
Well, the club raised more than $1,500 with some help from a local veteran in order to restore the marker they rededicated today.
Really cool to see them, recognizing that marker had withered over the years and, making the effort to raise the money and reestablish it. It looked beautiful.
Yeah, it really did. It looked brand new, very vibrant, and great to see it back out there where it should be.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, what's coming up in our forecast? We'll find out coming up right after the break, so stay with us.
Look at us, high temperatures back in the 80s for most of us today, even close to 90 in Millinocket, but a big change is on the way and some much needed rainfall. Those details for you when I come back.
The 201 horsepower turbocharged Kia Forte GT. Finally a reason to pull those aviators out of the glove compartment. Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Forte.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Whatever your budget, we'll make it easy to create the home that fits you and that fits your style. And now get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the choices at Jordan's.
Jason Aldean. When lights come on. Rock and Roll Cowboy Tour 2022. Presented by Wolf Moon Bourbon. Saturday, September 10th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine, with Tracy Lawrence. Time marches on. And John Morgan. If I didn't love. ACM Artist of the Decade, Jason Aldean. Let's get this thing started. It's my kind of. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground. Odland Road, Bangor.
Skeletons. 6 feet deep, like could have been so sweet, bro. Skeletons. Fasten your seatbelts, call the police when I start to believe.
Get 3.49% APR for up to 48 months in the purchase of a new 2023 Soul.
We are the first family of country music. Just watch.
Monarch series premiere September 11th on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Thornton Brothers in Lincoln. Buy a new or used Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram vehicle from us today. You make the drive, we'll make the deal. And all right, so yeah, a warm day for us today with highs back in the 80s for most locations. Tomorrow, though, is going to be a bit cooler as we have a front on the way and some showers and storms out there late tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. But look what we did today. 87 in Millinocket, 84 here in Bangor, 76 for Bar Harbor. You get the idea. Summer is holding on, and some signs now that we could keep the heat around beginning probably into middle parts of September. We'll see, though, right? Right now, though, we're talking about the winds out of the south around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Got a little squirrely today. We had wind gusts near 25 to 30. This will actually die down for a bit tonight, but be back tomorrow with some wind gusts near 25 or 30 miles per hour once again. That's pushing around some allergens, but not a lot. The tree pollen, the grass pollen, the weed and mold still in the low category, which is rare for this time of the year. But again, watch that grass pollen and weed pollen to kind of creep up here probably as soon as tomorrow into Thursday as well. Okay, so the atmosphere is changing as we speak. We have some showers and storms on the radar. These are slowly going to push toward the east, northeast this evening, and there is a lot more where these came from. In fact, look at this, right? This thing is not moisture starved at all, and all of this is moving this way. So we're in good shape now for some much needed rainfall late tonight and then throughout the day tomorrow with scattered storms in there. The severe weather threat's incredibly low. However, there could be a couple pockets of heavy rainfall late tonight, but more so probably closer to tomorrow afternoon. Let's walk you through it. So increasing clouds out there now. By tomorrow morning, we're getting lots of moisture across the area. Here we are 11 o'clock tomorrow with scattered showers and a couple of storms around. Those will regenerate throughout the day tomorrow as well before it all kind of pushes out of here tomorrow evening, and that's going to leave us with a very nice Thursday around here and probably a good Friday. And right now the weekend looks really nice with temperatures in the 70s to low 80s across much of the area. Probably some dense fog, though, in the area tomorrow night as the air will go calmer tomorrow evening. The rainfall looks like this. So, again, not a drought buster at all. We're talking a quarter to a half inch of rainfall. If you get under one of the heavier thunder showers tomorrow, non-severe, you could get a quick half inch to an inch of rainfall out of one of those. Our forecast then tonight, though, is a couple of rain showers out there likely before daybreak tomorrow morning. Look for low temperatures down near 70. That's not so low, right? With some dense fog in there late tonight. For tomorrow, all right, scattered showers and thunderstorms out there. Again, non-severe, a couple pockets of heavy rainfall, many dry hours in there as well with that south wind that could gust near 25 throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows that good chance for rain tomorrow. Thursday, though, we dry out, partly cloudy, 75, 76 for Friday. And here's the weekend, getting close to 80 on Saturday under plenty of sunshine. Beth?
Looking pretty stellar there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, beyond tomorrow's storms,
Yeah.
Really good outlook ahead.
Yeah, and it's nice to see kind of a steady flow of rain kind of sprinkling in here and there because
Right.
we definitely need that to balance out the heat that we've had. And there has been a lot of heat. This has been a hot summer.
It really has been.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good to have that rain.
Indeed.
All right. Well, sports is coming up next, so stay with us.
Is this the new phone?
Yeah. With US Cellular, I got to pick any phone that I wanted for free. And I was already a customer.
Any brand? With any size?
Mm-hmm. I got exactly what I wanted. Big screen, big storage. I cannot remember the last time I had so many different options.
At US Cellular, new and current customers can get any phone from any brand free.
Are you actually texting them?
I don't know. I just thought I would just...
US Cellular, where every plan is price protected.
Out with the old and in with the new. Check out Pat's Pizza Specials. Tuesdays, $5 spaghetti and meatballs. Tuesday, all day breadstick special. Wednesday, large one-topping pizzas, $8. Wednesday, small steak and cheese with french fries, $6.25. Friday, fish with french fries, $7.50. Saturday, small one-outed pizza, fountain soda, $7.25. And you can still save some dough. Bring the family to the all-new Pat's Pizza, 662 Main Road North, Hamden.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Gas, groceries, school supplies, Everything costs more these days. It's outrageous. Things are tough, and every little bit helps. That's why we've balanced budgets without raising taxes. And we're able to give real money back to Maine people to help them with higher costs.
Fighting inflation instead of each other. One more way Governor Mills puts Maine first.
Lego Masters is back. We are going to blow your minds. Vote!
Lego Masters premieres September 21st on Fox.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, the season opener for Maine football is right around the corner, and they have a young group of defensive backs ready to lead the Black Hole on Saturday. Tyler Cruz has the story.
We are just a few days away from the University of Maine's season opener, and when the Black Bears take the field in New Mexico on Saturday, 3 of their 4 starting defensive backs will be sophomores.
We are young guys in terms of the classroom and stuff like that, but on the field, I feel like we're older guys and we're vets on the team.
Both Shakur Smalls and Bugs Brown had pretty impressive freshman campaigns, with Smalls being named the team's Defensive Rookie of the Year and Brown leading the Black Hole in interceptions. And now they're looking to take a jump as leaders of the secondary in year 2.
Freshman year, I was lacking a lot of technique, and I took that into this year's camp and, working with my coaches on my technique and working the small things so I can be better and possibly have more picks than I did last season.
Last year, I feel like I was letting the plays come to me, because I wasn't trying to mess up too much. But this year, I feel like I could go and make more plays instead of just letting it come to me. I feel like I could be more involved in the defense.
For them, having a former captain of the Black Hole overlooking their work all camp has really been key to this young group's development over the summer.
He's just keeping us accountable, keeping us very high energy, because we got to swarm, we got to run to the ball, everything. That Black Hole mentality, he's trying to get that back and keep us in that Black Hole mentality.
Coach Stevens definitely emphasizing the Black Hole, since he's a defensive coach, he's always on us, he's always on our top, so we're going to be fast, physical together this year.
And this young group of backs is certainly making a lasting first impression on their new head coach.
That class has done a great job in my time here, just establishing themselves as leaders. I think it's a group that loves football. It's a group that is around the facility a lot. They go about their business the right way.
While there may be Black Bears on their helmets and across their jerseys, don't be fooled, because this secondary group is a bunch of dogs.
I feel like we have great ball skills, great speed, and we have that dog in us, man. We all want the ball, At practice, we always be playing about, who's going to get the first pick.
Those guys are dogs. They're ferocious. I love the way they play. They keep me, they hold me accountable, and I hold them accountable. We really gelling as a group, and we have that chemistry, and it's like, whoa, who are these guys?
Reporting from Orono, I'm Tyler Cruz, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thank you, Tyler. Good stuff there. So Maine's week 1 is just a couple days away now. The Patriots, though, they still have about a week and a half until their season kicks off down in Miami. And after weeks of training camp, guys jockeying for position for a spot on the roster, the final 53-man depth chart is officially set. The Pats needed to cut down roughly 25 players before Tuesday's 4 p.m. deadline in order to finalize the team. Now, some of the more notable names include Trey Nixon, the wide receiver, young guy, he was cut, along with running back J.J. Taylor and cornerback Terrence Mitchell, who the Pats signed this offseason back in February and March. Now, tight end Devin Asiasi, wideout Lil Jordan Humphrey, and linebacker Cam McGrone also were left off the 53-man roster, all according to various reports.
The actual process is very difficult for all of us. Myself, certainly assistant coaches who have established a close relationship with their players and respect for their players because of their effort, work ethic, and commitment that they make to the team. But ultimately, 37 of those 90 players can't be with the team.
So the 53-man roster is set. Again, some of those names could actually come back and be on the practice squad, depending on if they clear waivers or whatnot going forward. To the call, of course, we go now for a midweek high school match between Ellsworth, MDI, and Brewer. A tri-school match competing over at Lucerne Golf Club on Tuesday. First on one, Brewer's Noah Tibbetts from the fairway here. He's able to stick it right on the green as it rolls right up the apron. Able to two-putt his way to par on that one. Nice way to start. MDI's Cash Warner, though. What a chip here. Over the bunker, he would knock down the about 3-foot putt for birdie and he was only getting started there on 1. Over to 9 now. Brewers' Caden Morin, after a great approach, sinks a birdie of his own and delivers the fist bump, too. Now to 3, Ellsworth's Will Robbins looking for birdie just off the mark, a little bit to the left, but that sets up an easy gimme, and he's able to knock that down for par. Still on 3, it's Warner again with the birdie. He was 3 under after 3, but it was Brewer who ended up winning this one over the Eagles and the Trojans. And finally, there are some new rules this year when it comes to deer hunting. And for those looking for an antlerless deer permit, the lottery is fast approaching. The permit lottery will take place this Thursday, September 1st, and results will be posted on the MeFishWildlife.com website by 9 a.m. that morning. Now, as part of the new changes, those with a permit will be able to harvest an antlerless deer in the designated district and an antlered deer statewide this fall. For those drawn, permits must be claimed, and the new $12 fee must be paid by September 29th. And you can find more information on the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife website. All right, that's sports. We'll be right back after the break.
In Maine, it's always buying season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we carry new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Rams for your buying season. Here at Thornton Brothers, we'll help you find the right vehicle specifically for you to suit your lifestyle. As they say, the proof is in the performance. So come on over and test drive a real vehicle from a real dealership, or place your order with us and see why it really is buying season here in Maine. Thornton Brothers, Main Street, Lincoln. Breakdowns, collisions, things happen on the road unexpectedly. But here at Phil's Towing, we understand. With years of experience, our friendly professionals are here for you when you need them the most, no matter how big the task or vehicle is. At Phil's Towing, with our heavy-duty trucks, we guarantee an arrival time of 30 minutes or less, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Give us a call at Phil's Towing. Anytime, anywhere, anything.
I'm 82 years old, and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Wherever you are, whether you're ready or not, it's coming. With a purpose, with persistence, with the power to change the way you live. So you don't have to change the way you live. Generac automatic standby generators. Control your power, control your life. Visit Generac.com.
My husband took my son. You could take him anywhere. I'm not gonna let anything happen to him.
The Cleaning Lady season premiere, Monday, September 19th on Fox.
Welcome back. Well, as the summer box office wraps up, we're looking ahead to the fall movie season, specifically much anticipated scary movies on the way. Here's a preview with Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
An exciting fall is in store for horror fans, from frightening franchises to brand new originals, including Barbarian with Bill Skarsgård.
If Jaws was the movie that, made us not want to go into the water again, Barbarian is going to be the movie that makes us not want to rent an Airbnb.
Smile terrifyingly turns that frown upside down.
Doctor has a traumatizing experience, begins to see things that aren't there. Of course, other people that this is happening to wind up having a smile on their face and then dying a week later.
A House of Darkness.
Yeah, this is written and directed by Neil LaBute. It stars Kate Bosworth and Justin Long. Justin Long plays a guy who's going home with a girl. He thinks, hey, we're going to go up to this girl's private estate. It's going to be great. I'm going to get lucky tonight. Things go from sexy to sinister real fast.
And it's time for Halloween Ends.
Is it the final showdown between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers?
What we know about this is that, yes, it is the final showdown between Jamie Lee Curtis's Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Is it the final time that we see Michael Myers? Probably not. Is it ever the final time?
Plus the prequel, Pearl.
It's a prequel to a film that came out this year.
Yeah.
Mia Goth comes back. She stars as Pearl, who is a younger version of the killer character that we have in X.
Olivia Wilde directs Don't Worry, Darling.
Harry Styles and Florence Pugh play a couple seemingly living the perfect life in 1950s America suburbia, but there's something happening, and there's cracks all around them. What is happening? Are they really living where they think they're living?
I don't want to be here.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Well, more and more companies are bringing Legos into the office for workers. Some employers say the toys help people with communication, anxiety, and being creative. That's according to a story in the Wall Street Journal. A program called Lego Serious Play is also driving the popularity in the use of Legos in the workplace. It's a training activity companies use to help bring up concerns by initially building a small Lego model with bricks. Workers then think about what's being built and why. Companies, including Procter & Gamble, Lexus, and Microsoft, have used the training program.
And playing with your food might actually earn you some cash because Lunchables is giving away $2,000 to fans who get creative with its snack-sized portions of meat, cheese, and crackers. It's part of its new Lunch-A-Build This campaign. To participate in the contest, build your mealtime creation and then post it on Instagram with the hashtag LunchABuildThis and sweepstakes in the caption. Include what inspired you and what you would do if you won the money. Fans have until September 4th to participate. Up to 25 lucky winners will be chosen.
And Starbucks is getting ready to release their seasonal drinks. The coffee chain will officially drop their autumn menu on Tuesday. The menu will reportedly include the iconic pumpkin spice latte, a fall staple for 19 years. The apple crisp oat milk macchiato will be added to the list. It's the brand's first non-dairy fall beverage. And for the sweet tooths out there, Starbucks introduced its Owl Cake Pop. It's made of vanilla cake and buttercream and dipped in purple chocolate icing, and made into, of course, an owl design.
I'm sure a lot of people excited for the return of pumpkin everything.
Pumpkin everything, yeah.
I can get down with the fall flavors, okay?
Just picturing you kind of doing a little dance while you hold your pumpkin latte.
I think I get it now. I used to make fun of people who the fall craze, but it makes sense.
It does.
A nice warm pumpkin latte on a cool day, nothing better.
Well, and it's the little things. We know that.
It is.
All right, folks, that's all for us. Good night.
Good night, everyone.